How's everybody doing? Thank you for having us in Ireland. You know, we gotta thank Mike. Mr. Bowman is an awesome man to let us come here and see you guys face to face. Can we give him a hand? He's a good man after all. You know, he acts like he's not, but he is. But anyway, I'm here seriously, guys, to if you guys have any question concerning diets, of course, whatever you need to know about whatever you want to know. You know, I have 74 professional bodybuilders on my resume. I helped 5 out of the top 10 in the Olympia. So I know a few things about bodybuilding, or at least that's the rumor out there, you know. They say that I know a few things. So.
Competed in the Olympia yourself.
I competed in the Olympia myself, you know, 3 times. So, yeah, if you guys have any question, feel free. You know, I'm here. Michael paying me a lot of money. Not, but seriously, you guys, anything you have, any question, just feel free to ask your brother here.
I've been on to you a couple of times on the net, and we speak a lot about egg whites, and just in relation, what way is the best way to take them? I mean, I get in 2 litres of them a day, but a lot of people seem to have problems with their digestion, going to their big job and stuff like you know, what would be the best way to start off and build up with it?
What are we talking about, the egg?
Egg white, pasteurized egg white.
You know, egg white really it's not the best protein out there. I don't know, for some reason people think it's the awesome protein. I tell you what egg whites is good for, it's a filler. You know, when you're dieting down and you use it, it's a good way to lose weight because it gives a lot of people diarrhea. You know, so but it's really not, you know, like for some reason a lot of, especially bodybuilders, they just waste the yolk, you know, which is, you got 5 grams of good protein there. So we really don't believe in egg whites. The only time we use egg whites, I think, what is it, 2-3 weeks before the show? Right? Yeah. We really, like, you know, just if we really want to have like some kind of filler so your stomach is full, but it's not a really good, you know, it's not a highly digestive protein. Let's put it that way. You know, your body does not absorb it very well until you add some yolk in there. Then you make it more complete protein. So I'll take it easy on the egg whites, you know. Okay? You guys don't have no question, right? You're just competing now. The best protein source? I mean, I truly believe in you know, food, you know. But of course, like you have, I hate to say it, but like Optimum Nutrition have hydro whey protein. It's probably the best supplement out there, even that I don't work with them anymore. But because I was one of the creators there, it's really an awesome protein. And the reason why it's awesome, I'm going to go on this and collaborate so you'll understand why is it good protein. You see, after working out, what many of you do immediately after working out? For an example, what you do after working out? What do you do? No, what I'm saying, when you know, in the off season, you're working out, you're trying to build muscles, what do you guys do? I want to have like 3 guys. I'm going to ask 3 guys, and I'm going to show you.
Simple sugar and
simple sugar. Okay, what do you do?
You have your carbohydrates.
You got to have your carbohydrate after. What do? You got to have carbohydrate. You see what I'm saying? Here I'm not going to ask more than 3 guys, but everybody will tell you after working out you got to have carbohydrate, right? Wrong. Why? Because if you have carbohydrate after you're working out, you just wasted all your workout. And the reason why, because the reason why we're going to the gym is to increase our GH output level, you know, as high as you can. And you only have about 25 to 30 minutes after working out that your GH level at its highest. And as soon as you ingest any sugar or any carb, you killed your GH level. That's why I came out with Hydro Whey. I gave them the idea when I was with Optimum, because all the studies were made on cyclists or soccer player or runners. None of them was made on bodybuilding. And that's why, yeah, when you run and run to activity, you need something to replenish your glycogen, but they didn't care about your GH level, like bodybuilders do, and that's why we work out. So that's why I came out with something like HydroWay, because what we did, we take the branched chain amino acid and we peptide it, makes it smaller, so it's almost like drinking water. As soon as it hits your system, it goes into recovery without needing any sugar. That's why it was really good. So next time you work out, the first thing you do, you either take micronized amino acids, branched chain amino acid, which your body needs it, or you take HydroWay protein, and then about 25 minutes later, that's when you have your carbs, okay? So you do this and you're gonna say, wow, I've been wasting a lot of time, because you're gonna see your muscles growing, it's forming different, your fat percentage went down, even on the same food you've been doing all your life. But you'll notice right away the difference, okay? So that's why first thing in the morning, stay away from carb. When you first wake up, you need something like protein, and then 30 minutes later have your carb, and the same thing after working out, okay?
Sorry, is that particular to the type of protein you have afterwards, after training?
Well, that's why I said hydrolyzed. Need to be hydrolyzed or micronized. Otherwise, like if you take, for an example, isolate protein, you need about 25 minutes to enter your bloodstream. So you're already in a state of catabolic. You need something quick to stop it, and that's why people mix it with sugar, so they can have that stop, but at the same time, they're killing their GH level.
What about whey protein?
That's what I just said. The isolated whey or whey, they're very slow. They need 25 minutes. You need it to be hydrolyzed. Hydrolyzed can enter your bloodstream quicker.
If you drink your aminos during your training session,
That's fine. It's perfect. That's a great idea to do.
Branching amino acids and insulin response, is there much, like, let's say people wouldn't take even branching amino acids before cardio because they want to burn more fat? Does it make any sense? Or?
It doesn't make any sense. Now remember, a lot of people too, they ask me that question. Yeah, it's fine to do your cardio on empty stomach and stuff, but remember, you have the highest cortisol level in the morning. You know that, right? So it's at its highest. So you need something to slow down that thing. Otherwise, you're gonna start eating into your muscles. Except of course if you load it up, on all kind of anabolic, then it's a different story. But I'm talking about a natural guy who wants to lose fat. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you have other defense that you're taking synthetically, it's a different story. We're talking a different ball game.
And is that different also to the post-workout than like nutrition, as in enhanced versus natural? Is there...
Well, I'm showing you a non-enhanced, okay? But if it works on non-enhanced, that good. So imagine how good will work on enhanced. You follow me? So I'll follow the best way. You know what I'm saying? The main thing is don't waste time. It's like, HydroWay is expensive, or ISOFast by MHP. I don't know if you guys have MHP in Ireland or not yet. Yeah, it's ISOFast. Also, it's a HydroWay. The main thing is don't get that Chinese crap, that stuff. People think, oh man, look at the protein they sell at this place is $20. It's not good. Believe me, it's cheap for a reason. There's a lot of filler in it. There's a lot of, like I said, if you want a protein make you sit on the toilet, eat the egg whites. It's really good. You stay on the toilet all day, but it's not really, you know what I'm saying? So you need, if you have a Ferrari, you want to put the best gasoline in it. And and I treat my body better than Ferrari. I want to be the best. Whatever there's best fuel out there, especially if you want to be a bodybuilder and you want to be elite, you have to do the elite things.
How about water cycles? So I've come up to a show.
What do you mean?
Like, what would be the best way to dry your body out?
What's the best way to dry you out?
Yeah.
It's dieting, it takes time. The main thing is, a lot of people, they gotta understand, dieting is not a magic pill, and it's not magic thing, that you're do. As you all know, Kai turned pro. I was the one who lifted his arm up, and he was natural all his life, but he turned IFBB professional. So that show you that it's not about just, what you take. It's about what you do with your body, and, and diet the right way, and take your time. Diet should be like landing an airplane, nice and slow. If you go too fast on anything, you're gonna crash, and crashing is not good. So take your time, natural or not, enhanced or not, take your time when you diet. When you have a show, don't just say, oh yeah, that's it, it's 12 weeks. Now I'm gonna kick ass. No, the whole year you should work towards the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not dieting, I'm still eating, but guess what? I mean, I was telling Sean, what did I tell you today? Remember? I said, man, I don't remember the last time I eat French fries. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't worked out in almost, 2 years. I go work out once a month because I'm always on the road. But I bet you if I show you the skin on my skin, I got vein in my legs. I mean, people think I'm getting ready for a show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So nutrition is everything. And that's what I'm trying to get at. So if you really want to do a show, you guys, it doesn't matter how bad you do. You know what you do? You say to yourself, next year, I want to come back and I want to win that show. So you focus on that show. Now, I don't know if you win it or not, but at least you know that when you walk on that stage or you go on that vacation or you do your wedding or whatever, you'll be the most prepared to that day. You know what I'm saying? Other than just say, oh, okay, 12 weeks out. Who says 12 weeks out? You're supposed to, I mean, you guys saw the difference in Kai. The whole year we worked towards this. It wasn't one day that he wasn't thinking, man, I want to win the Olympia. You think it's easy to go next to Phil Heath and get him scared? The guy is a gift. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was scared. Believe me, guys. I was there. I was sitting in the front, and I saw Phil. He's breathing heavy, and he's looking at Kai back and forth. Like he was scared. And the only way we did that is Kai worked every single day towards the Olympia. You know what I'm saying? And that's, that's when you wanted something so bad, that's what you do. So there's nothing impossible. Nothing impossible as long as you put your mind into it. Any dream you can dream of, you can make it reality. If you say, you know what, I'm going to work hard towards it. I came from a family where 11 people. We were poor. We were living in a one-bedroom house. Guy went to my house. Guy took the camera, started taking picture of my house. You couldn't believe it. But you know how I made this? I explained it to Kai. I said, that was a dream of me. Man, I never thought I'm going to have Lamborghini and Ferrari. But you know what? I did it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a dream. So same thing with bodybuilding. When I used to tell all my friends, in the gym, I was back in Lebanon before I even went to the U.S. I'm like, man, someday I'm going to be in the magazine. I'm going to be pro. They look at me like, we can't even see you behind the bar. I was like 40, 50 kilo when I was adult, So that's what I'm saying. You guys, anything you put your mind into it will happen. But that's what you got to do. You got to eat during seminar and whatever, whatever it takes, Any question, you guys? Seriously, any questions?
I only got into this kind of recently, like in November, I did a competition in April. Before that, I would have done a lot of other sports, and I found anyone that was giving me advice on getting ready for a show, the focus is on protein and your greens. There's very little thought about fats. Just what's your view on fats?
With me, you're talking to the wrong person about fat. I don't really care about fat much, I like carbs. And a lot of people say, oh man, carbs. I just wrote something in an article, and MD is going to be coming out. I was doing a seminar, and I was with Mr. Lee Haney. He was sitting next to me. We were in Atlanta doing a seminar. And some guy asked me, he said, George, how is it true? Is it true that, your guys only do 20 minutes of cardio and they eat that much carb? How is it possible? And Mr. Haney took the microphone. He said, can I answer this? I said, of course. How can I tell him no, 8-time Mr. Olympia. He's legend. So he goes, I don't, he said, you know what I don't understand? Why would you even ask that question? He said, the question that I don't understand that people keep asking, oh, should we be on that keto diet, that, no carbs? He goes, that's the wrong question. He said, the reason why carbs work, because I did it. He said, Sean Ray did it. Rich Kasperi did it. So he started naming all the guys. Arnold did it. I looked out and I'm saying, all what I did, that I smiled because, you get the legend answering that question. I don't have to. So what I'm trying to tell you is I don't really care about, the fat, because everything you eat, even if you have grilled chicken breasts, 4 ounces, grilled chicken breast, you still have 4 grams of fat, 4 or 5 grams. So everything we eat naturally have some fat in it. So I don't really rely on the fat except towards the end. Especially if you're a woman, I'll add some essential fatty acids and stuff, but really not much. 1 teaspoon a day, that's all what you need. Otherwise your body will not be forced to use your own fat for energy, and otherwise you won't be able to eat carb. And that's what people, misconcept things. You can't eat carb with fat. Yes, because if you mix carb with fat, you might as well just eat a donut, because that's the same concept. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, about that subject, recently I've read somewhere actually about the whole scandal with the diet, with Kai's diet now, with that, you're claiming high carbs and someone else says that he's still going higher fats, lower carbs. Is there any truth to this? Or?
We're sitting together here right now. Is that should answer your question or not?
I'm asking both of you guys, I suppose. Because someone said that it's the physio kind of has something to do with the diet, or anything about that?
Yeah, you know what happened. I'm going to answer you real quick on this, so we get right to the point. The guy who went on that.
No. Let me ask you. Thank everybody for coming. My name is Kai Greene, and I had the privilege of working with George Farah this year, getting ready for the Olympia, just as I did last year, getting ready for the Olympia. We also worked together for the New York Pro last year, and for the show in India, both shows in India. Without trying to say names, without trying to give spotlight to people that really don't deserve it, the truth is, when you work very hard to accomplish anything, you become attractive. Success is attractive. When you aspire to be successful, you will attract things to you. Not everything that is attracted to you do you really expect and kind of want. You become attracted to things that are not necessarily meaning you very, very much good. A rock star can work really hard to create good music. He can work really hard to develop his ear. He can learn musical theory. He can do all the things behind the scenes that are important enough to make him the success that he will one day become. But just as the success that he dreams of is the thing that he works hard to attain, so is the $3 hooker that's attracted to him as well, that he probably didn't really bargain for. It's important that we tell young people or people that are in the process of creating the success for themselves. When you go to bed as the bodybuilder aspiring to be great, to do the great things that you expect to do, other things will be attracted to you. They just will. It's inherent. It comes with the job. It will be up to you to be responsible. And in the face of not so nice things that are attracted to you, you still will have to be able to maintain poise, composure, smile, and do the appropriate thing and make good decisions. So in this moment, I say to you, everything that's attracted to you, not necessarily do you want, but you have to maintain composure and smile and just say, hey, as I am today. Because if you weren't successful, these things that are attracted to you would not be saying what they're saying. They wouldn't even think about you. They wouldn't know how to spell your name, and they wouldn't care. They'd be too busy riding the penis of someone else that is successful. So to the parasites and those that would sooner choose to ride and try to get a piece of, we smile. But people have to be intelligent, and I encourage each and every one of you to be intelligent. When you are aspiring to create the greatness in your life, in your career, in your plans going forward, recognize this, that there will be things that will be attracted to you that you might not necessarily want, but they're also a sign, though, of success, and they come along with the job. They're inherent. They're a part of it, So I will encourage you then to smile and make the right decisions. So that's it. No, people don't deserve to get their name mentioned. That's why they're doing this, because they want to get the name mentioned. They think that there's a piece of this that they want to get a piece of, you know. And we just quietly smile. We tell them, you want to get a piece of it, you go put 500 pounds on your back and you squat 20 times. And you resist the urge to throw up. And you fight the compulsive twitches in your nerves that want to tell you to do other things. You know, because that's a part of it. Ronnie Coleman used to say, everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but nobody want to lift this heavy ass weight. You know, that's what parasites do. You know, they don't want to do the work. You know, when the real work comes, they run and hide. They don't know anything then. You know, but when the spotlight comes and the cameras come, and those other folks that are interested in finding what the way was that you took to get to that success, when they come along and say, well, hey, how did you do it? What's that? Then they come along and say, hey, I want a piece of that. That looks attractive to me. You know, where's their professional status? If they know the way and knew the way, how come they never turned pro? People don't ask those questions. Wow, you know, if you're such a learned, you know, person on the subject, why is it we're not going to seminars with you at the forefront, sitting there with the microphone? Where's the books that you've written? You know, who are you to get this credit? What have you done? You know, what mountains have you climbed? You know, so yeah, I just wanted to say that. That's my little piece. Thank you.
I like that $3 hookers. I want me like 10 of them. So he answered your question. There you go. All right, guys, come on. I charge $5,000 for each program. You got me for free. Say something. I'm a very dear hooker.
In muscle development, you said that running is really good cardio for the women in preparation, and it's help develop the glutes. Would you suggest running for the male athletes as a cardio before the show?
It depends on what male athlete we're talking about. You know, like I don't really suggest as much for bodybuilders. You know what I mean? But I mean, every once in a while, it's not going to hurt you. Actually, will do you wonder, especially if you want to build your gluteus maximus. It really helps. But yeah, I'm not crazy about it for men, and not to mention. The most we ever do on my program probably was 30 minutes cardio. Yeah, the most we ever did is 30 minutes. So I don't. The main thing is what I tell bodybuilders, men, stay in shape. You know what I mean by that is you probably heard it many times, and I keep on saying it. If you don't have abs, you know, in the off season, don't call yourself a bodybuilder because you're not. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like how all these guys they go around, oh yeah, man, I weigh 300 pounds and stuff. Yeah, okay, well, my grandma weighed 325. You know, like, it means nothing, you know what I'm saying? So it's really what you bring. So the healthier you stay, and the better look you stay, and the leaner you stay, the better you're going to do, actually, the more muscles you build. Because as we know, if you carry a lot of water and fat, your body won't allow you to build any more muscles. You know what I'm saying? So the leaner you stay, the more muscles you can add on year after year after year.
To elaborate a little further on that, first year we started working together, and even this year, in the off season, you know, a little bit smaller in the off season than I've been accustomed to. You know, was consuming less food. George was very concerned about my midsection. George was concerned about a lot of things that were reflected in the program that I received. You know, I'd see this program and I look, okay, wow, we're doing 9 ounces of protein. Now, in the past, up until this point, the largest work that I'd done earlier on in my career, I consumed massive amounts of protein every meal. One of the biggest changes we made right away was, okay, Kai, I need you to consume less protein. We're going to get your kidneys to work less. We're going to lighten that load for them a little bit. Now, when you hear the word health and the idea of health and healthier kidneys, first, you know, you think, well, I can't argue with that, you know, but I'm looking around and thinking, wow, I'm consuming less food. This is less protein. Doesn't that mean I'm going to be smaller? Doesn't that mean, because, you know, where I came from, in order to get big, you got to eat big. consume massive amounts of calories and definitely a lot of protein. So, in short, those things changed. Walking around in the off season, going to guest posings, and people are saying things like, "Wow, Kai looks streamlined this year for the guest posing. He looks not, he's definitely not 300 pounds." And up until that point, I developed this idea that people had of me that was, yeah, Kai's going to come in very massive and guest posing. He's still going to stand on his head and he's going to do this stuff. And now, no, Kai looks like he's about 265. Definitely a far cry from 300. And meanwhile, behind the scenes, I'm talking to George, and I'm like, George, I don't know about this, Gee, I'm looking kind of small. Kai, don't worry. He said, don't worry. We're on the path towards achieving greatness at the Olympia. You'll see when we get to the Olympia next year, it will pay off. That was hard to see, because in the immediate moment, I felt less than myself. I thought I looked less than myself. And I felt like I was being held to an expectation by the fans and people in the sport that this package was less than, So part of you had to have some faith, and part of you had to believe that as you were taking in this information, that it made sense, and be willing to trust and go. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, because that was that idea right there. Taking in less food, monitoring your weight in the off season, not allowing yourself to blow up to the extreme numbers, looking at these numbers and saying, yeah, it's impressive, 330 in the off season. But in truth, if you're 330 in the off season, and very little bit of that are you actually going to walk around and say is quality muscle, then what are you really going to bring to the stage? You're going to have a hell of a lot more work for yourself to lose in the way of body fat and subcutaneous water than necessary, So you had a better way that was presented, if you're willing to work with it and let it work for you.
Not to mention, if you get that big, trying to lose it to make your weight, you'll actually end up losing more muscles than you're supposed to. And this is the wrong way. And that's why, like he was talking about, like he was amazed, because we started the diet. I think we were like 283. We started the diet, and we end up a week of the show, he was 272. So he lost like 10 pounds.
The whole
16 weeks, whatever
but the
we did.
composition kept changing. You got harder. You got fuller. Your muscles were growing. Wow, this is great, man.
Breathing healthier, sleeping better. I mean, everything comes with it. That's why I said it's very, very important to stay like somehow lean in the off season. It's very, very healthy.
That is big.
Very good. Big.
Very, very, very important. Can't stress it enough. I suffered from sleep apnea, and it was really bad. And it got really worse when I was heavier. And when I'm, so in the past when I go in these deep off seasons, heavier weight and pushing heavier weight in the gym, but now realizing how unnecessary that was, there's also unnecessary health risks that went along with that now you're able to avoid, by just working a better way. So definitely want to stress the point, staying leaner, keeping your body fat low all year round is very, very, very important. It was one of the very critical things that, led to our success this year at the Olympia.
Guys, in terms of the protein, you said you cut back a little bit, but what about if, like most of us here, are still kind of growing? It's slightly different. So would you say as much as
Same
possible?
thing, you see, and you know how I stumble on it, believe it or not. I'm not a genius or anything, but the way I came to think about it that way because as you all know, I got shot and I almost died. I was pronounced dead, the whole 9 yards, and I left with one kidney, and I was forced in the off season, not to eat a lot of protein. It's not by choice, but I'm like, man, my creatinine is 2.1. I want to hold it there, because everybody told me, oh, if you keep going, by age 35, you're going to be on dialysis. I'm like, I'm not going to be on dialysis. I have kids, I have 2 daughters. I'm going to live there. So make story short, for the past 12 years, I competed, and my creatinine is still 2.1, never changed. And the reason how I did it, I relied a lot more on carbohydrate in the off season, you know what I mean? and doing a little bit of cardio in the off season and eating clean, instead of a lot of fat, stay away from the fat. That's why I said that will allow you to eat more carbs, you know what I mean? Then when the diet comes, when it comes down to showtime, I'll raise my protein a little bit, which is, for that, 8 weeks, whatever, it's not going to really hurt me majorly, you know what I mean, versus the whole year eating a lot of protein. Doesn't matter who you are. If you eat a lot of protein and you rely on all the synthetic stuff you take, and along with it, it comes with the pain, and you're going to take, the ibuprofen, the Advil, these are all kind of like you're taking a knife and digging it into your kidney. That's something you don't want to do. You see people take steroids and orals or whatever, and their liver get 3 times the amount. You know what? You stop steroid 6-7 months, your liver goes back to normal. It's resilient. It's perfect. Not your kidney, brother. You get injured your kidney once, you're fucked. Okay? It's never going back to normal. So that's why it's very, very important to bodybuilders not to rely on, 300 and 400 grams of protein. I mean, we've seen many legends. I don't want to name their names, but they're still among us now, and they're all on dialysis or waiting for kidneys and stuff. And that's why I'm happy to be, big part in bodybuilding, and Mr. Manion and everybody in the IFBB likes me because they know that I'm trying to preach the right thing, to show people there is healthiest alternative instead of just killing yourself. Protein is just not the answer by itself, I mean, I seen guys 180 pounds, 70, 80 kilo taking 400 or 500 grams of protein. For what? What are you going to do with that? It's not good. Pardon?
What's the upper range in terms of grams?
Honestly, I mean, even with Kai, we didn't do more than 2 grams a pound. You know what I'm saying? Anything more than that, you overkill. And not to mention,
Or is it supplemental?
pardon?
Is that just from animal protein or is that supplemental?
That's everything. We're talking overall, because I think we only use 1 shake, right, a day. I mean,
Yeah.
We don't really rely too much. I mean, I rather have solid food, especially when you're hungry and you're starving. You can't just take a drink and, be satisfied. So I rely for a diet. I'm mostly, Yeah, but don't overdo it on protein, you guys. I mean, of course, all the supplement company out there, they want you to buy their protein and they want, but, in reality, you got to be smart. Except, of course, if you can't make your meals, then that's fine to rely on protein. It's food. It's still same food, but just don't overdo it, It's not good. It's not healthy, I promise you.
And natural versus enhanced, would you agree that natural will eat less protein basically, as it will be able to process less protein?
Depends on the person. It's just like we talk about carbohydrates. Some people can eat a lot of carbs and nothing happens. Some people can't even look at carbs and they gain weight. Same thing with protein. Some people tolerate it very well. Some people don't. But the main thing, if you're natural or not, get your blood work checked. It's very well worth it, at least once a year. I'm not asking you to go do it 2 or 3 times, but at least once a year, go get your panel done. Get your liver, your kidney, your thyroid checked. So because it's really bad. I don't know. You guys, anybody know Marius Downey Marius? Marius came to me about 3 years ago, and he wants to work with me. I said, okay, great, Marius. I need blood work done. He said, well, I've been on for, I said, Marius, I need the blood work done. He said, I went to my doctor, tells me everything. I said, I don't care what your doctor tells me. I need to see it, Make the story short, he sent me his blood work done. I said, Marius, your kidney are about to shut down. He goes, what are you talking about? I said, you see, what doctor tells you that your blood work is right? So anyway, when his doctor, saw what I'm talking about, his doctor called me from South Africa. He said, George, thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'm like, what are you, freaking, I mean, it's just like he's a butcher or something. He's not a doctor. I'm saying, I need to tell you, make the story short, Marius have very, very, very short time left from bodybuilding. I said, Marius, I'll promise you we'll bring you in the best shape of your life, because he worked with a lot of, gurus out there or whatever. Nobody asked him for blood work. So I made him win the Europa show, and he went to the Olympia. He was the most improved bodybuilder of the year. This year he wants to do the Europa. I told him, send me your blood work. He went and got his blood work. I said, Marius, you got to retire. He goes, what are you talking about? I said, Marius, you can't. You do one more show, you're going to be on dialysis for the rest of your life. You just had a baby, this and that. He went back to his doctor. The doctor called me. He said, thank you for telling him this, because this is what he did. And he retired. But he's 30 years old. And he could have been an amazing bodybuilder. He's amazing. But of course, he went with the wrong, people. He worked with people on keto diet, and they have only 500-600 grams of protein, and they didn't recognize that he have kidney problem. He was born with it too. So you guys got to be careful, because it's really very silent. You might think you look phenomenal on the outside, but then when you go get it checked, you're like, wow, man, I got to be careful. That's why I said be careful with protein. It's not necessarily your best friend, especially if you have injured kidney. You're screwed. You can't bring it back. You follow me? The liver, everything else will be okay with, but not kidneys, man. When your kidney's gone, you're done.
Can I have a question for both of you about a lot of guys here probably after competition saying they're all taking a break, eating a lot of crap and not training, rest. What do you think about that? Because for me, it's the best time to train after competition. You can respond better. So what do you think about taking break after a long diet?
Taking break from what?
From training.
From training, it's okay to take a break. Of course, if you're getting ready for Mr. Olympia versus getting ready for your Mr. on your best beach or whatever, it's a different story. But if you had the Olympia like Kai and he put on 6 on 500, like he said, 5, and I'm telling you, guys, I was telling Sean earlier, I said he have 400 pounds. He's doing it for 20, 25 reps. It doesn't matter how unhuman you are. You need to take a rest. So that's why I always tell him, listen, don't worry about it. And Kai wants to go next day to the gym. I'm like, Kai, please, just take a break. Take a break. So yeah, a break is a must. But eating crap or whatever, that's the time when you're supposed to not eat crap. You're okay. You go enjoy your show. You're done with your show. Have some nice meal. Have a little dessert. But you shouldn't really blow up and stuff, because I've seen a lot of people, and we all did it. Don't get me wrong. We all made that mistake, But it's not very healthy. If your ankle's swollen up, and imagine how your internal looks like. You don't want to blow up after the show. So be careful. After the show, watch your water intake. Because a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to start drinking more, because the more you drink, you flush. Not necessary. Not after the show. Now after you dry yourself up, and some people take diuretic, whatever. Anything you drink, you're going to hold on to. And each gallon of water is 8 pounds. So be careful. Don't overdo it. Nice and easy. Slow down. Go back into it. This is because the reason why I'm expressing it more and more, it's very dangerous. A lot of people end up in the hospital after a stupid local show for no reason. Because, I'm just going to go eat pasta and everything. Dude, you were just dieting for 16 weeks, and now you just want to eat pizza and pasta every day? No. Have a little break, but then go back, eat some fruit, some salads. Because let's face it, after a show, no matter what you eat, an hour later you're still hungry. So I'd rather eat a lot of vegetables and a lot of good stuff for you, because you're still going to be hungry. Okay?
I want to ask you about Robert Petrovich. Since he started working with you, he's getting better and better. But do you think he will ever achieve the level presented by top 6 athletes in the Olympia?
Robert, unfortunately, he have his physique working against him. I was looking at a picture, actually, from this morning. He was competing, in Prague. I was floored. I said, man, I can't believe I was that good. Because the guy is just shredded. He looked like saran wrap, ready to buck. But the problem is he just doesn't have that pretty physique. And I think he needs probably a year or so with me to keep on fixing. So far, we fixed his condition. We brought his stomach down. People liking the way he looks. But, I'm not Jesus, bro. I can't change people's, So, but, yeah, I think he's going to be good. But I don't know if it's top 6 at the Olympia yet. Because we got a lot of amazing athletes out there.
But you know, the stomach he has, it's kind of like a genetic factor, like you said, like he's there for years, and like I watched his career, and he's been a powerlifter before, and do you think that that's to do with the fact that he's just losing
But you
strength?
see how much his stomach now looks, how much better?
It's still much better, but still if you compare him to some
Of course. Like I said, you can't. You know what he needs to do, Robert? I talked to him. He's just gonna bring his legs more, you know, and thicken them on the top, just so we can create that illusion that his stomach is gonna look. But I mean, you're not gonna be able to change bone structure and stuff. You know, it's almost impossible. You know. You guys Polish?
Yeah.
No wonder. No, Robert's he's a good guy. I like Robert a lot. Good man.
You were saying that for people that are in the masters from 40 up, that it's ludicrous to be training really heavy.
Well, you know, I mean, it depends on what we call heavy. You see, your body doesn't know how much you're lifting. It's the way you trigger your body. You know, like we can easily, I mean, for example, if guy can do the 400 pound, you know, 500 pound of squat and do it for 500, that's not heavy. If you do it 20 reps, that's not heavy, you know. But I don't want guys to say, oh man, I just did 500 pounds. Well, how many reps you did it? 3. Wow, it was really good. Like, what are you training? You're training your joints. You know, your muscles didn't even get anything yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like, people like rely on heavy weight, heavy. It's really, it's about activating. The more, you know, you remember that Synthol, everybody was using Synthol. It's the same thing, same concept. The more blood you bring to your muscles, the more your muscles going to expand and get bigger. So that's why they were using Synthol or whatever, you know. But this is what you need to do. You know, working out, you need to get that nice, good pump, you know. And I'm not saying just go hold 5 pounds and just, no, it's not going to work. You know, something that every time you grab a weight, try to fail, you know, between, like I said, on your upper 8 to 12, on your lower 15 and above. Otherwise, you're just training joints. You know, you don't want to train joints, especially if you're over 40.
So would you advocate Mike Mentor stuff, way of training?
I don't know, man. He died when he was 39.
Oh.
So I don't know if I want to advocate something crazy. You know, everybody's different. You know how I was talking about carbs and protein? Same thing with working out. You know, people look at me, they say, man, why Branch does that? That's what works for Branch. You know, doesn't work for me, doesn't work for Kai. Kai does, you know, that full range of motion and stuff. I don't know how Branch will look if he did full range of motion. He'd probably blow us all away, you know. But that's what he wants to do. That's what works for him. So everybody's different, you know what I mean? I'm just giving you like an outline, what you should do and how you should do it. But I'm not going to be inside you and feel what works for you. Like, for example, guy been working out forever, and then I showed him just 6 months or whatever, like certain things for chest. He goes, wow, I can't believe I've been doing it wrong. I'm like, Kai, you're not doing it wrong. You just, you know, a little twitch can make a big difference, you know. So I'll show you the way, but it's up to you to feel if something is working for you or not. Not your friend, not your training partner, you know. Like, if you and your training partner are doing, for an example, squat, and he's feeling a certain way and you're not, you can't just stick with what he did. Oh, that works for him. No, it's not necessary. It doesn't work. Like I said, just like the food, each and every individual is different. I don't believe on, okay, Mike Minzer or what's his name. No, it's your workout, whatever works for you. You know, I mean, just like Hani, you guys know Hani, FCT7, whatever. I don't know. I mean, does it work? Why don't you try it, Hani? You know? No, that's what I told him. You know, so everybody's different. I just don't like, you know, those, everybody have his own principle and stuff. I'm honest, man. I'm right. If I want to make a book and sell it and call it bullshit workout, people will buy it. But I'm not going to do this. I'm going to be honest with you. Whatever works for you doesn't work for me. Whatever works for him doesn't work for me. Everybody's different.
Do you recommend cardio on your own?
Yes. I tell you why I recommend cardio. You know, when you're dieting down and stuff, a lot of people use T3 and thyroid medication. Why? Why they use this?
To replace
Cardio's great.
Well, not only this, it's to really, believe it or not, you know, when you take something like the T3 or whatever, all of a sudden you're like, man, I'm looking more muscular, oh, I'm losing fat. It's not really. What it does is helping you absorb more food. It's making you more anabolic. That's what cardio do. For skinny people, I take them, I'm let them do more cardio in the off season because they gain more muscle, because they absorb more food. You know, I'm crazy, but it works. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to go by the book, oh man, no, you're skinny, don't do cardio. No, come here, you're skinny, you want to gain weight? Come here, buddy. I want you to do 20 minutes of cardio. What? Yes. And now all of a sudden, it's like, holy shit, I gained 15 pounds. I haven't gained like this in a year because you're doing cardio. So cardio is actually a good way of absorbing more food. Makes you more hungry, makes you digest the food better. I mean, it's a lot of good way in cardio. As a matter of fact, I rely on cardio in the off season more than when I'm dieting for a show, because when you're dieting for a show and you're on limited calorie, you shouldn't be doing too much cardio. Capiche?
Friend competing tomorrow is asking this question now. Diuretics like aldactone and all these ones. Is there any bad ones that you say that people shouldn't take because?
It's really hard to tell somebody what to take. I'm not working with them. I don't know. I mean, if I tell you how much we use, you'll be like, no way. You know, it's really, you know what, people need to understand. If you're 2 weeks out from the show, you look shredded and your glutes are showing and stuff, there's no reason to do like hocus pocus stuff, like all that stuff from 1975, people coming up to me, oh man, should I salt load and should I cut my salt? And why you want to cut your salt? You've been taking salt all this time. Why you want to cut it all of a sudden the last week so you can look like shit? I don't understand it. You know, I mean, even Kai's, you know, he's one of the best in the world. When we, last year, 2 years ago, we're doing the New York, me and him, first time, you know. He said, you sure you don't want me to cut salt? I'm like, Kai, why would I cut? Look at you. Look at your glutes. Why would I cut salt? For what? Just so for the sake that, oh, they used to cut salt, you know, and 20, 30 years ago. No, you just, whatever it's working for you, keep it. Don't do anything drastic at the end. That's where people fail. How many people you hear them, they say, man, you should see me last week.
Yeah.
Oh, you should see me 2 days after the show. You know, I want to see you now, you know. So that's why, don't do anything crazy, you guys. Nothing, you know, it's really like landing an airplane, nice and slow, nothing crazy. Okay? All right, we got to take a couple more questions, and after that, we're going to start charging money.
What do you think about taking testosterone when you're coming up to 40 or that way?
When you come what?
Up to 40. Age 40.
Oh, of course, it's very important. You know, I mean, HRT is one of the highest business going, and I tell you, why is it good? Because it's very dangerous if your testosterone level is lower than the normal. That's when you have a lot of problems. You know what I mean? Because it's very important hormone in your body. If it's not regulated, you have many problems, including, you know, heart attacks and strokes and many things. Yeah, so it's very important. But of course, you got to do it by a doctor's supervision.
Actually, on that subject, would you recommend kind of going on and off or bridging throughout the whole year, or what's your kind of take on this?
I always go off. Everything. Including protein, including carb. Everything everything in life you gotta cycle. Otherwise, the human brain is so smart and you get adaptive so quickly. So you always need to make your body guess. So yeah, sometimes I even like, we go out with no protein at all whatsoever. Like I give them juice and stuff like this. I said, just for 1 week, I don't want you to eat anything. Just, you know, greens and juice and stuff cleans your system, you know. So. Any more questions?
Just to go back to your cardio, is that like very much a personal thing when it works for you, like doing it in the morning, doing it in the evening, or before or after training? Would that be really something you have to figure out?
The cardio?
Yeah.
Well, the cardio is different. Cardio, you have, you know, depends on what you want it to do. If you want it for food absorption and stuff, any time of day is fine. You know, if you want it for cardiovascular, I prefer actually, believe it or not, at night. You know, like before your last meal or something. Don't do it before you go to bed, because you deplete all your glycogen, you can't sleep, You run hot. If you want to lose fat, first thing in the morning or immediately after working out. But remember, you need to have some kind of a branched chain amino acids or protein, fast protein to recover. For example, you first wake up in the morning, you get a scoop of Hydro Whey, drink it, or 10 grams of branched chain amino acids and have it, and then, do your cardio. It's perfectly fine. Same thing after working out. If you get done working out, instead of jumping on the cardio, you need to recover your muscles. And we talked about the sugar we don't want to take. So that's when you go to Hydro Whey or branched chain amino acid, and then you can do your cardio. So that way you at least you know that you're preserving your muscles. You're not going into catabolic while you're going into doing cardio to burn, because you don't, those are 2 times morning and night, your glycogen is depleted, so you can dig into your fat cell right away for energy. And another big thing, very important, always before a show, you should try to be in shape at least 2-3 weeks before the show so you can stop cardio. Because a lot of people keep the cardio all the way to the end. And I'm sure you guys heard it many times, or it happened to you many times. And then you start carbing up. You're like, oh my God, I'm carbing up and I'm losing weight. Well, the reason why, because your body's used to burning fat for energy. So it doesn't recognize the carb. So it goes right through you, actually fast up your metabolism more, and you lose more weight instead of filling up. Okay, so keep that in mind.
With carb loading, George, last week, do you recommend this?
Pardon?
Carb loading, that kind of stuff, do you recommend?
You know what I do is like kind of, first of all, we don't take the carb completely down except if you're really out of shape or whatever. So what I do is, let's say we have 6 meals a day, and you're only having 3 meals of carbs, a week before the show. So what I do is I add the carb for the last 3 meals. I don't overdo it or whatever. Just let your body, do your natural thing, okay? Because those carbs, because if you're taking 2 cups of rice, you have about a cup of water. So that's how I do it. I add the carb and I lower the water a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So whatever I add from the carb, I take it out of the water. That's how you come in dry. Okay? It was nice talking to you guys. I guess that will do it, Thank you for having us in Ireland, and looking forward for many years to come. Oh.